Hey, seconds per frame here with another episode of Empire Survivors. This time again, another randomizer run, so let's do it. Today I thought I would pick Krochi again, because I basically always shit on this character for having a shitty passive, but yeah. Let's go library again, as I quite like this map. If you haven't seen my first video about this kind of run, I'm just going to choose the first option anytime I level up and see what happens. We have a decent starting weapon at least. I would think a character like Poe is probably too strong, just by merit of his garlic, which is ridiculous at the beginning, especially on a map like this. But yeah, let's see what Arm Jesus gives us this time around, right? Hope you had a great day. I sure I did. Quite happy right now. But tired. Work, I tell you. It will be the death of me. But now it's over. The weekend stands before us, and hope you get plans for that made. Even if it's just staying at home, you know, eating a bag of chips, playing video games, have a couple of beer too, I don't know. Just stuff in general. Live. And let live, obviously. I also wanted to mention, thanks to the couple of people who have subscribed to my channel, you're really doing God's work for me, actually. Doesn't sound like it, you know, what do a couple subscribers do for you, but it helps out immensely, you know. Just getting the video out there, you know, kickstarting the algorithm just this tiny bit more, you know, by watching it and liking the videos. Would be great if I got more comments and all that, but oh well. Maybe someday, right? Probably someone already preparing to talk shit about me, which is fine, of course. I don't mind. At least for now, you know. But yeah, thanks guys. Glad to have you here. And that you're part of the journey. For however long it will last. I don't know. Maybe lose interest in a month or so, but for now I'm having a blast. Still. Even though I don't sound like it, but well. It's hard to change the manner in which you speak, right? Armor again, seriously? Come on, game. So no, I actually quite like this format, just, you know, talking and always picking option one. I don't even have to think about anything, and to my surprise, even though last video I managed to get 3 Reapers to spawn with this combination before I almost died, ending the run in the last couple of seconds, but revive came in clutch there. But yeah, just getting stuff, not thinking about it, just playing the game. It's refreshing, at least. And it should be refreshing for quite some time, at least until the next patch drops. It should be as expected this weekend, I would imagine. Unless something goes horribly wrong, or they manage to implement more than they used to, which may be so. Sorry about that. I would imagine just working on the third map is work enough, because they talked about new game mechanics that come with it, so yeah. Looking forward to it, definitely. There's Mask again. I always have a tendency to go right in these kinds of games. I don't know. Maybe it's just because similar games, at least in the optics department, there's Tom again, tend to force you to go left to right, but it's always not the case here. But yeah, another reason would be that I'm sure of enemies spawning more to the right than to the left. Others did notice as well, but you know, but you don't have actual proof. I would think if you're curious, just do a no movement challenge, and they have all the time in the world to, you know, just watch what is happening on the screen, which is not your character. And yeah, at least in my book, it's always seemed like from the right were a couple enemies more. So I guess I'm passively always abusing the fact by going right and getting the next level up that little much faster. The game right now is pushing hard for cross levels, which is fine by me. Lightning ring again, because yeah, like I said in my tier video, you know, cross is a decent weapon and it keeps you safe, definitely. We shouldn't have the same issues as last run, where, you know, we died 3 times in the last minute and just managed to get to the end through iframes. You know, by respawning you have some iframes there, and of course Laurel is recharged when you respawn. Yeah, we managed to win in the end, but we definitely lacked damage, so that was kinda sad. If instead of Laurel and Clock Lancet we get more weapons, even unevolved ones, we would have been fine, I would imagine, but yeah. Laurel and Clock in one item build only do work well if you know, the rest of your weapons are evolutions. Spinach would have helped also, you know, seeing the video after the fact, and where I talked about, you know, Spellbanner for last item. In this case, I didn't think it would. I didn't think it would have helped anything, but because it doesn't increase the 1000 edges projectiles, no lightning ring, no whips, so yeah, it was kind of wasted basically. And yeah, maybe armor did save our ass there in the end. Maybe without it we wouldn't have been able to you know, pull through at the end. But that's how it goes, right? At least it gives us the opportunity to take items we usually won't. Like I also mentioned with the same goes for characters, which is why I now picked Krochi on purpose. Still we got and it's not for the fact that the revives saved the run basically, but just, you know, I don't have a reason to play him basically, and well, want to play a different character each video, so otherwise it would get stale, you know. Yeah, but I was going through the assets from the game, which I tend to do for, you know, picking something to put in my thumbnail, and I noticed there was this kind of, I don't know, mole-looking character. Haven't looked up what people had put out of the files, or if there's even a possibility to, you know, unlock him even through cheating, but well, there it is. There's definitely some character hidden in there. Well, not really hidden, right? But yeah, I would imagine he comes with the next upgrade. Speaking of which weapon does not have, or rather, which which weapon is still open for a new character. You know, up until now they all started with a different weapon. So maybe something like Axe would be cool at the beginning, I would think. Quite different than the others. Well, they're all different from one another, but yeah, know what I mean. If they happen to run out of ideas for, you know, new stuff, they could just add a character with random properties, like a random starting weapon and a random passive. So basically, you know, out of the pool of all starting weapons and passives. What would be nice to have right now? Obviously, duplicator. Oh wow. My system is starting to lag out hard, yeah. That's not good. So yeah, Candelabra for X, of course. Spellbinder again for Bible. And Duplicator for Thunderloop. Tell you what, I'm going to pause really quick. And I'm back again. Hopefully that helped. Close some stuff. Don't know why it randomly started to drop my frames down, but oh well. Trying to make the viewer experience at least something feasible. Which was not the case for some time there. I apologize. But yeah. Looking good right now. Especially with King's Bible we should be safe. Especially if you manage to pick up Tome. Alright, no, Spellbinder. Tome we already have. King's Bible is basically the ultimate safety item. Hey, we pinned a chest. Let's see here. Two times the randomizer run, 2 times the penta chest in it, which is quite nice. Oh wow, it offered us money because we're maxed out already on everything we have? Right. Well, that's interesting. That never happened to me before. I saw a post a couple days ago where someone posted about getting a money back from a chest with, I don't know, level 25 I believe was it? Yeah, I believe so. Which was kind of weird. I thought it would be a bug, but now that it happened to us, well, I don't know if I can say with confidence, but it seems that, you know, if you happen to max out your weapons you currently have, you know, the game is forced to basically give your money back, which I quite like though, because just imagine you just get another random item, you know. Would be great for us right now in the run, because it wouldn't matter anyway, and keeps with the theme, but yeah, if you're going for a certain item build, that would just be screwing you over, you know. There's enough RNG in the game as is, so I'm glad they didn't choose that option. Bracer actually quite nice for Bible, because even with lower amounts of projectiles, the increased speed does keep us safer than an additional projectile. Both would be preferable though. Yeah. And with Tome we have enough cooldown reduction that even though we don't have... well, it doesn't look like we can evolve King's Bible, but even then it should help out in the cooldown department to such an extent that we basically have it up 100% of the time, or close to it. And then I don't usually take King's Bible for DPS items, so it should be fine. If X and Oh, Rune Tracer. Wow, wow, wow. Just wanted to say that, or I was about to say that we need some more damage, especially with only 2 weapons, real weapons. Lightning Ring, like I said before, you know, does decent damage, but it's quite random. I'd rather have something that kills things around us. But there you go, yeah, Rune Tracer next would definitely be our #1 DPS item this run, I would imagine. Let's use the NFT against the boss, there you go. Triple chest. Nice. Seems like the game does like my idea of maxing Rune Tracer, which I don't have any control over, but yeah, Rune Tracer all the way it seems. So there's that. Something like Bone would have also been amazing, of course, but I'm not going to complain. With Rune Tracer alone is basically enough to win us this run. Or don't. So this happens sometimes, which I was also talking about in the other video. You know, I don't want to pick another option besides the first one on accident, but yeah. If you're just walking around, you know, it's bound to happen that the game picks up your input while you're still trying to run around. But I will try not to. Like last run I accidentally took a chicken even though we were dying, and I don't know if otherwise we would have lost the run or not. I wouldn't imagine so, but could have been. Fire one there. Nice, okay. Now we can fill up our last item slots. I'm only going to see non-weapons from now on, so... just using my mouse, I believe, here. Sometimes it seems to get stuck and then you lose visually where your cursor is. Or at least it does for me. I'm kind of blind that way sometimes. But yeah, that's why I would prefer to have a method to do that automatically for you. Goddamn, no duplicator for us, I guess. But maybe... God damn it, yet now I got Wonder Wallet stuck in my head. So many drunken nights around the fire pit, and obviously always one asshole has to bring his guitar, even though he can't play like more than 2 chords, but yeah. You know who I'm talking about, you know. There's always this one guy. Or gal. Doesn't really matter. Those usually the women who sing better. Come on. There, it happened again. Yeah, we're full already, right? Yeah. The game is maxing out our items left, right and center, so yeah, I doubly confirmed that. Hollow Heart, oh, god damn it, it's useless without whip. Well, not totally, you know, the edited HP may still save our bacon, but I'm a little more confident than last run just because, yeah, Rune Tracer slaps. Really does. Very solid item. Though it takes some time to get going. But it's a downside we totally skipped in this run because the game was like, oh, you have a triple chest or a penta chest with max Rune Tracer and get some more Rune Tracer levels after it. It's not truly random though, you know, which is a little sad because it seems to me the game prioritizes giving you certain upgrades over others. So option 1 is more often than not an upgrade to an item which you already have rather than a new option. Another triple. A third time money before maxing out. Well, maxing out everything, I should say. It was maxed out, which does make sense logically in terms of the game code. Fumarola. Oh, well, like I said, at least we have Rune Tracer. Let's not dwell on that. Otherwise I would get sad. Yeah. Looks like we have a run on our hands where we are not blessed by RNGesus and get at least one evolution, but we won't need to. So not knowing anything about evolutions at all when you first start. Probably Ascalina is your best character option then, right? I mean, you're bound to happen to get evolutions at some point just through sheer luck, like I said, but yeah, Rune Tracer on its own is quite potent. Unless you're getting totally screwed by RNG, you know, you probably have enough backup weapons where it doesn't really matter. I know I got Linkin Park stuck in my head. God damn it. Why they gonna be so memorable? Why they gotta be? Well, at least you're, you know, suffering the same fate, I would imagine. No, I don't hope so. I hope you don't know what I'm talking about. Nah, I do. I do. Suffer with me. As you suffer through my low FPS and rambling. I should change it up though and pick another map. Library is basically known as the easiest of the bunch, most definitely. Don't know why the balance is so off that, well, the first map basically is way harder than the second. Clover, yay! At least we got an evolution. So the next chest is down to have our evolution in it, as we have basically maxed every weapon already. And yeah, at least every relevant weapon, that is. That's good. People of the opinion right now that actually upgrading sword or cross to sword is worse. But for the runs I had with it, it did surprising amount of damage. Maybe that it still depends on, you know, which resolution and aspect ratio you're using. I thought I read something about that. Some weapons not working properly, even though they said they fixed that. Well, I can't test on every system there is, you know, there's too many possible combinations. And some people may just run weird setups, like resolutions I haven't even heard of. It happens. Can't please everyone at once, but if you can please most of them, then you're probably good. And you shouldn't, you know. If you try to please everyone, it's, you know, going to be shit for everyone. That's just some kind of natural law of well, basically with every media, not just gaming, right? But it happens again and again and again. It's just, come on. If you have a well-paying niche audience, you know, you won't need billions of copies sold over the next years or so. You know, you just have to have them and make them happy. And developers that do, you know, they're probably, you know, working at a smaller scale, but they produce quality products for the people that enjoy them. And that's all that matters in my book. You know, developers like Troika did back in the day, you know, rest in peace. Speaking of which, I really do hope they don't screw up the Vampire Bloodlines 2 development, not too badly at least. It's already a shit show, right? If you happen to follow what was happening, but yeah, kicking off one of the original people on the first game for until now unknown reason, we don't know. He doesn't know him himself, so that's basically the red flag you only need. Yeah, it's weird that way, you know, because just the news alone that this guy was working on the game as one of the originals who worked on the first one was, well, people got excited, you know. We've been waiting for so long for a game like this. It's basically the Duke Nukem Forever of our generation, if you even know what I'm talking about. Another game which was like in development for 12 years, I believe, and of course was total shit when it came out because, you know, expectations were too fucking high. Yeah. I still hope that something as massively shitty as that doesn't happen again, but yeah, it probably will, so shouldn't keep my hopes up. Not with the information we have right now, but yeah. The whole development team got kicked off already. Goddamn. Just thinking about it just makes me sad, you know. Vampire Bloodlines was one of the games which I play at least once a year, you know, even though I know everything there is and I know, you know, all available paths and basically do them, you know, I have the complete walkthrough for every quest and all that's basically ingrained into me, right? I don't even have to think about that. But it's still so much fun, you know. The combat still sucks, and as you know, the game is wonky as shit, but yeah, just install a couple of mods and it's mostly good, you know. But you're there for the characters, you know, and I just can't get enough of it. It's like a favorite show to me. Really can see why, you know, new people in the gaming community want to see it after it, obviously, because well, they have their own great games, right? I can understand that, you know, a little wearing rose-colored classics, colored by nostalgia, of course, but yeah, it's just an opinion, you know, which enough people do hold, but I also find it quite the circle jerk attitude to, you know, always bring up the same three games, like, oh, Mario 64, best game there ever was, you know, and we're still getting drowned in Mario games to this day. Same for similar titles like, you know, Zelda Ocarina of Time and all that. They were great games. I know, but you know, if you look at them, they look like ass, because they were one of the first real 3D games, you know, with like, I don't know, 5 polygons or something per character. It's just, the hardware just wasn't there, and usually sprite games hold up way better, as, you know, is the case with this one, you know. It's just, that's why it's so great, you know. Not just for the nostalgia factor, but it will look great in years to come. Because it doesn't sit on, you know, bleeding edge technology, which will get stale in a couple of years after that. You know, except Crysis, which still looks great, but well, that's basically all they made it for, you know. Story is kind of cool though, but yeah, technically it's still quite good, and they're going to release another one, or I should basically say they threaten us with another game of its kind, so yeah. I'm happy to see it though. Always has been the benchmark game, so yeah. But anyways, it's just you know, old N64 games still have its charm. I still like those games. Don't get me wrong, you know. But from a modern perspective, you know, you're not going to get kids into games like those, you know. Give them the even older games, you know, like the 2D Zelda games, and they're probably all for it, you know, because there are good games like this out there, and those are, you know, one of the grandfathers of the genre, basically. But yeah, N64 games, probably not, you know. Right now it just looks like, I don't know, like some rip-off game or a cheap browser game or something like that, you know. Even though the, you know, there's all the good stuff, you know. Professionally produced music and writing and all that stuff, yeah. But yeah. I guess I played my fill of Nintendo games in my earlier days, and I'm still full. Still not hungry for more, you know. And I'll probably sound like an old person again, but yeah, man, just do what you enjoy, right? At least if that is not hurting other people, you know, that would be not okay though. Oh. And I even managed to talk through the map boss without dying. That's great. Didn't have to pay attention this time. And it's mostly thanks to our items. Like, look at King's Bible, you know, it's just circling and circling. There's a small delay between circle cycles, but yeah, it's too small for anyone to slip through. And through Tome, you know, it's fast enough to keep up, so not worried. Could just stand around here, but you know, can't keep myself from picking up experience, you know. It's just more dopamine just laying around there, and God knows I won't get enough it in real life, so I have to make do with shit like this, right? No, I'm kidding, of course. I'm quite fine, but yeah, nevertheless, neuron activation is still there, so I have to get the gems. Especially the red ones, because they don't drop as often. So, good minute or two left here. And then that's that for this run, I guess. But yeah, if you haven't already, definitely give this kind of run a try. You know, it's not a real challenge run, I would say, but it can be, depending on the items, but it's quite fun, you know. It's just sometimes quite fun to give up a little bit of control. Oh well, Penta right at the end there, right? I wonder what's inside. What can it be? Oh, you don't say. Gold. I wonder why we still can't keep that. I believe the devs are heavily capitalizing on the dopamine rush you get while dropping a 5 chest. I would imagine so. And they're right to do so, you know. It's just good marketing. Keep them hooked. Keep them hooked early. And then keep them around for, you know, years to come. Make the shit out of that game. Make everyone happy. Be happy yourself, because you know you're loaded. And it's a win-win for everyone involved, right? I'm still glad we're seeing games like this, though. Imagine a world where there's only, I don't know, 2 big developers who make all the games in the world. You only have Call of Duty and Super Mario, again and again and again. Oh no. I'm not going to think about that for just another second. Are we dead yet? Oh no, we have a revive left. Please end me now. There you go. 1100 gold. That's the bonus for revives, by the way. So yeah, look at that. Rune Tracer. Like I said, MVP. Well, that was fun. At least for me. If it was for you, consider leaving a like. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. Or not, it's up to you. Have fun for the weekend. Signing off. Bye bye.